Today marked the moment when Mark Carney's visit to the UAE shifted into something unforgettable. What began as an ordinary second day in Abu Dhabi suddenly transformed into a worldwide headline. It became the kind of occasion that shows just how sharply Canada's global standing has evolved under Carney. Because today, Carney didn't just sit with officials. He didn't simply discuss investments. He wasn't there for routine diplomatic sessions. He was received as an honored state guest at the UAE's grandest mosque. And suddenly, the entire UAE media rushed to document every single moment. Cameras, journalists, photographers, everyone hurried to get the finest shot of him. Why? Because Carney has risen to that level on the world stage. A global leader whose presence draws focus, whose decisions carry weight, and whose leadership is being observed far beyond Canadian soil. But that was only one part of the day. Because just after that magnificent visit, Carney put his signature on a brand new investment protection accord with the UAE president, exactly as we anticipated yesterday. This isn't symbolic. This isn't something optional or decorative. This is Carney reshaping Canada's economic future on the world stage right in front of us. Let's break it down.
The UAE is facing allegations it's supporting a paramilitary force accused of atrocities in Sudan, a claim it denies, but that Canadian officials ahead of time said that Canada would likely raise. During the meeting with the UAE's president, we're told that Carney did bring up a range of security issues in the Middle East and Africa, but the Prime Minister's office isn't confirming if that includes Sudan. The Prime Minister will also be meeting privately with business executives and attending a dinner hosted by the country's National Security Advisor today.
Canada's partnerships are entering a new phase. Carney's second day in the UAE began with something no Canadian leader has accomplished in decades. He met with senior government figures, including the UAE's Minister of Industry. Then he sat down face-to-face with the President of the United Arab Emirates. This marked the first leader-to-leader Canada-UAE meeting in 42 years, a gap that reveals just how long Canada allowed this relationship to stall. That chapter closed today. After the meeting, the Prime Minister's office announced that Carney and the UAE President had finalized a new Foreign Investment Protection Pact. This deal is enormous in scale. It establishes a stable and safe environment for Emirati capital to enter Canada. Money controlled by sovereign wealth funds worth more than $1 trillion worldwide. This ensures that upcoming massive projects in Canada will have solid financing behind them. It means ports, mining operations, LNG plants, and infrastructure can now rely on partners with immense financial strength. It means Canada no longer has to stay quiet at the global investment table. It can speak with confidence. Carney didn't just land an agreement today. He launched a brand new economic pathway between the two nations.
He described it as an inspiring way of showcasing materials and knowledge from right around the world.
Apart from the sheer beauty and the inspiration that it provides, it unifies in so many different ways.
Carney's visit comes a month after the two countries signed an agreement to try and boost collaboration on things like artificial intelligence and data centers. The UAE is considered to be a world leader in some of those areas. Bigger picture again, Mark Carney trying to diversify Canada's trade partnership.
The UAE agreement is just one side of the picture. Carney disclosed that Canada has now begun full-fledged free trade negotiations with the United Arab Emirates, a decision directly linked to Donald Trump's trade conflict and the economic instability he is triggering. Carney understands that Trump has made the United States an unpredictable ally. Tariffs, threats, stalled trade, and constant uncertainty. For Carney, expanding Canada's options is no longer a goal, it's a way to stay secure. The talks launched today are designed to cut tariffs, remove extra barriers, open new markets, strengthen Canadian aerospace, mining, engineering, and food exports, and unlock Emirati capital for massive Canadian projects. Carney is constructing an economic shield, a network of allies that can safeguard Canada from Trump's turbulence. And today marked the most significant move in that direction so far.
Two leaders also launched negotiations towards a new free trade agreement that would cut tariffs, reduce barriers, and expand market access for Canadian exporters. A readout of the meeting issued by Carney's office also indicated this deal, once done, would facilitate billions of dollars in UAE investment into major port, mine, LNG, and critical mineral projects in Canada. During the sit-down, which Canadian media did not have access to,
reports indicate that the UAE is gearing up to pour billions of dollars into Canada's most vital industries. These sectors include energy infrastructure, major port upgrades, critical mineral initiatives, and the expansion of liquefied natural gas projects. This isn't money meant for the short term. This is long-lasting partnership capital that reshapes entire national economies. For years, Canada struggled to draw major sovereign wealth funds. Today, that reality shifted. With Carney at the helm, Canada isn't just welcoming investment, it is intentionally building new pathways of financial security that global powers are eager to join. This is how nations grow stronger. This is how mid-sized global players rise, and Canada is rising.
he then visited the largest mosque in the country, where he remarked about the symbols of unity integrated throughout its intricate design from floor to ceiling. This afternoon, Carney has more meetings, including with the heads of sovereign wealth funds, CEOs, and will be having dinner with the UAE's National Security Advisor.
Then came the moment that captured global attention. Carney visited the UAE's largest mosque, one of the most iconic and breathtaking architectural sites in the Middle East. This visit held major importance for two reasons. First, the UAE permitted Canadian media to record during the mosque tour. Every other event, even the meeting with the president, was entirely private. That alone shows how delicate and strategic these discussions have become. Second, the response from the UAE press was extraordinary. They hurried toward him, posed for shots, and filmed continuously. As the footage shows, the atmosphere around Carney felt almost presidential. It was one of those rare times when the press wasn't documenting a visit. They were documenting a personality. Carney spoke about unity, global peace, and the symbolic meaning of the mosque. But the true symbolism was happening through every camera pointed at him. This was global acknowledgement, a signal that Canada has ascended into a stronger tier. After the mosque visit, Carney entered a round of confidential, high-stakes meetings. He met several heads of major sovereign wealth funds, the same funds that invest hundreds of billions across the world. Later, he joined a private dinner hosted by the UAE National Security Advisor. These conversations spanned technology, energy, and regional stability across the Middle East and Africa. These are the rooms where real deals take shape. They're not media events. They're not staged photos. They are the power sessions that craft global alliances. And Carney was present in every room that carried weight.
Now, former Quebec Premier Jean Charest is part of the Prime Minister's delegation to the UAE. He is there as the Canadian co-chair of the Canada-UAE Business Council, which aims to promote trade and investment between the two nations. Here's what he had to say just a short time ago about this mission and how it plays into the trade war with the U.S.
It's fine that we have the issue with the Americans, but you know, at the end of the day, it's about us. And what it says to Canadians is that there's a bigger world out there than just the United States. And if we are going to diversify our trade, if we're going to prosper, we have to go out there and actually drum up some business. And the person who has to lead that is the Prime Minister. These trade agreements, FIPAs, I can tell you from experience, none of this gets done unless the Prime Minister leads. And that's exactly what he's doing. So we're absolutely delighted that he's here. It's exactly what Canada should be doing.
Former Quebec Premier Jean Charest, speaking from the UAE, confirmed what many had long believed. This is the kind of foreign policy Canada should have pursued decades ago, but lacked the strategy and leadership to carry out. Carney isn't traveling for publicity. He is traveling to rewire Canada's economic partnerships. Tariffs, trade wars, and Trump's aggression have forced Canada to adapt. And Carney is ensuring that this change pushes Canada upward. Canada is no longer responding. It is shifting direction, taking initiative, and stepping into leadership. By the day's end, global trade analysts summed up the most significant development. The UAE now views Canada as a strategic partner offering stable investment conditions, advanced technology, expertise in defense industries, strong aerospace capabilities, and a fast-growing market for agricultural exports. Meanwhile, Canada views the UAE as a stabilizing force against US unpredictability and a source of capital powerful enough to finance nation-building projects. This is a flawless alignment of mutual interests, and Carney stands at its center. What unfolded today wasn't ordinary diplomacy. It wasn't symbolic or ceremonial. It was a deliberate strategic shift. Carney's visit to the mosque displayed the level of respect he commands worldwide. The investment agreement demonstrated what Canada is now capable of securing. The free trade talks proved that Canada's diversification is real and accelerating. The private meetings revealed which global players see opportunity in Canada's rise. Today, Canada entered a new chapter, not waiting on the edges of world politics, but actively shaping economic alliances with nations that have the wealth, power, and ambition to stand beside us. Carney didn't just have a productive day in the UAE, he had a defining one, and the world took notice. Leave a comment and subscribe. This is today's Canada, where independence speaks with clarity.